You know, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but over these last couple of years or so, I have just found myself getting, well, so tired of sitting down to watch films, and they end up being a big waste of time. A couple of days ago, Venom: The Last Dance was released, the final installment in the Venom trilogy. Yes, I know, somehow, some way we ended up getting a Venom trilogy, but in this film this time we see Eddie being chased throughout the whole thing, not only by a military task force, but also a very creepy alien-looking creature sent by the big bad villain Knull, because Eddie and Venom hold the key to Knull getting released from the prison he's currently in. And that's all I'm going to say for now. I want to try and keep this as spoiler-free as I possibly can, but before we get into it and talk about this amazing film, if you could, make sure to leave a like rating as it really helps out the video. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into it. You know, I didn't have high hopes for this film, and I think a lot of people felt the same way, and that is just because of the last two films, especially the second one. Oh boy, was that bad. I remember leaving the cinema with such a bad taste in my mouth, and for once it wasn't the overpriced food that they serve, and whilst this one didn't leave me feeling the same way, just in my opinion, I don't think it was worth my time. Saying that though, there were some things I did like, and we'll talk about those now, before we get into the things that I really didn't like. First and foremost, the friendship between Eddie and Venom is something that I enjoy watching, and I think it's something all the three films have in common. The dynamic between the two can be quite fun to watch on screen, and it does once again carry a lot of this film, because when they aren't on screen and the film, for example, is exploring other characters, you just want that part to end and you want to see Eddie and Venom getting involved in all the chaos, cracking jokes, beating the bad guys, you know how it goes. And I'll say, when it comes to the final big battle at the end of the film, that's something I can see a lot of people enjoying. I found myself getting invested in some parts. There were explosions, team-ups, a couple of scenes that created a little bit of emotion that will definitely be felt very deeply by all the Venom fans, and then for me, it just came crashing back down again. It was like a roller coaster that was going slow, had some ups, and then came back down, but then suddenly, boom, it got to this point, and then you get the sudden drop. And then it's pretty much over. But in saying that, I also like the aura they created for Knull in this film whenever he was on screen, and it was very little, but when he was around, it was good, and it left me wanting to see more of him, and I'm interested to see what they do with him in the future and what film he ends up appearing in, because if they do it right, he is going to be a big deal. But I'm going to stop myself there, because I wouldn't even trust Sony running a bath at this rate, so we'll have to see what they end up doing, if anything, because Sony do have a knack for teasing things and not following through. And that's all I can say that I really liked about this film. Yeah, not too many things. Look, I don't know if it's just me and I'm getting harder to please when it comes to movies. Trust me, I want to sit there and go, wow, this was amazing. I want to go back and watch it again. But just like the previous two Venom films, it is one viewing and then I'm done. So let's now get into the negatives of this film. For me, it just didn't have a good flow. There were scenes that happened that just had no build up. It was like the people behind the film thought, oh, that sounds and looks cool, we'll throw that one in there. It was honestly like they were trying to fill the film up with things just so they could get to the final part of this film, which it looked like they put the most effort in. There was a scene in Las Vegas that did absolutely nothing for the film, and randomly Mrs. Chen was there and she ends up dancing with Venom in his full form. But when you think about how they were getting chased throughout this film by Knull's creepy looking alien monster, you're like, wait, hold on a second. Did we just forget a massive thing within this film just so Venom can dance with Mrs. Chen? Yeah, it seems like it. I was sat there watching thinking, wait, hold on a second. This is just going to end in a very bad way. And again, it could just be me and I don't get excited by seeing Mrs. Chen dancing with Venom, and other people might like it because they like the characters, but I was just like, this is so careless. You know, you're getting chased by this alien creature who was, by the way, very brutal, but you want to dance? And again, if you know how they're getting chased, it just puts everybody in danger. It just didn't make any sense. But also in this film, it tries to explore other characters that you just do not care about and really don't belong in the film. For example, the family you meet who are traveling together and they end up picking up Eddie. Why they're in this film, I do not know. Maybe it was to add more value and suspense to the final battle, but it just took away from the film. When you have other things going on, this just doesn't help. We also have an actor called Clark Backo who plays a character called Christmas, and Juno Temple who plays Dr. Teddy Payne. And these two two were scientists in Area 55, and the film kind of insinuated what role these two would end up playing towards the end of this film. But apart from that, I don't think they really added anything to the film apart from the final battle, which kind of felt like a lot of these characters were just there for the final big part of the film. It just made a lot of them feel quite meaningless. Then again, you could probably say that about a lot of the characters in this film. Look, I understand it's not meant to be this deep film that has a lot of layers to it and explores things below the surface level. It's meant to be crazy, it's meant to be chaotic, but sometimes it just felt like it was being crazy and chaotic for the sake of it. You know, things were happening for the sake of things happening, and it was random. You also don't get to see Venom in his final form throughout a lot of the film, because conveniently there is a reason why Venom can't be in his final form, which again, that scene with Mrs. Chen and Venom dancing is just so stupid. It really is. It is only there so the fans could go on social media afterwards and go, wow, we got Mrs. Chen and Venom together again and they're dancing. This is so cute. I know I sound like a grumpy old man, but it's just the truth. And I know, I'm fully aware. It just sounds like I'm destroying this film. Look, there are going to be people out there who do like it. And if you do like it, more power to you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Just for me personally, I wasn't a massive fan, but it just makes me think, if this was the second Venom film and I was sat here reviewing it, how brutal it would be and how brutal would I sound talking about it. But talking about previous Venom films, this is how I would rank the Venom trilogy. You get the very first Venom film in top spot. I don't think the other two have come close to beating it. Then I would put Venom: The Last Dance in second place. And finally, Venom: Let There Be Carnage. Man, oh man, that was just terrible. And if you were hoping for this Venom film to be the film that makes you go, yes, this is the Venom film we have been waiting for. Yeah, okay, the other two might not have been great, but this one ties it all off in a cute bow, and I'll watch the other two just to get to this one. Nah, it's not gonna happen. I would give this film a 4 out of 10. You know, for an iconic character in the comic book world, and to have a trilogy made on this character, we could have got something so much better. Even if you disagree with everything I've said in this video and you liked all 3 films, I think even you know we could have gotten something 10 times better. These films, the Venom trilogy, is just something you watch when you want to turn your brain off and you don't care if things make sense. You just want to see chaos and, I don't know, have a little bit of fun. But those are just my thoughts on the final installment in the Venom trilogy. I want to hear your thoughts. Have you gone to see it? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I'd like to know. If you have enjoyed, once again, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. Comment on this video, share this video, follow my socials down below in the description. But until next time, it has been your host JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.